My name is Sarah, and for years I have tried to build a bridge with the most important person in my husband's life after me, his son, Daniel. When I married Mark, Daniel was already a teenager, stubborn and closed off, holding on to his own pain and confusion from his parents' divorce. I won't lie, blending a family is never easy, especially when the child is old enough to resist any intrusion into his world. I wanted Daniel to see me not as an intruder or a replacement, but as someone who cared deeply about him. Still, no matter how many times I tried, his walls remained firm and unyielding. One day, after a particularly difficult dinner where Daniel barely spoke, I found myself thinking about something very dear to me, my grandmother's recipe for cinnamon rolls. This recipe wasn't just about baking. It was a legacy of love and warmth passed down through generations. Every time I baked those rolls, I felt connected to my roots and the family who shaped me. I decided then that I would share this recipe with Daniel, hoping that maybe through the simple act of cooking together, he might let me in a little more. The next weekend, I invited Daniel into the kitchen while Mark was at work. I told him about the recipe and how it had been a symbol of family gatherings, of comfort after tough days. To my surprise, Daniel agreed, though quietly, to help me. As we measured flour and sprinkled cinnamon, he opened up little by little. I saw glimpses of the boy who loved to create and explore, buried beneath years of silence. When it came time to taste the rolls fresh from the oven, Daniel's reaction startled me. His eyes welled up with tears, and for the first time, he spoke about how much he missed the family dinners with his mother before the divorce. The recipe had stirred memories he had kept locked away. It was as if the cinnamon rolls had become a key to his heart, unlocking feelings of loss and hope. That moment marked the beginning of something new, an honest relationship built on shared stories and healing. Over the weeks that followed, Daniel and I continued baking together. We experimented, laughed, and talked about life, about fears, dreams, and the complicated emotions of blended families. His reaction to the recipe wasn't just about food. It was about connection, vulnerability, and the courage to trust someone new. I realized that offering him a piece of my family's history gave him permission to share his own, and that was the greatest gift we could give each other. Now, when I look at Daniel, I don't just see my stepson. I see a young man who has grown to trust and love in his own way. That family recipe was more than flour and sugar. It was a bridge, a balm for wounds, and a symbol of how family isn't just about blood, but about the love we choose to share. The recipe brought us closer, but it was the journey beyond the kitchen that truly changed our lives. After that first baking session, I noticed a subtle shift in Daniel's behavior around me. It wasn't as if everything changed overnight, but the tension that always hovered seemed to loosen its grip just a little. He still kept to himself a lot, but now there was an openness in his eyes when we were together in the kitchen, a flicker of warmth I had never seen before. It gave me hope. One afternoon, Daniel came home from school looking unusually quiet. I found him sitting at the kitchen table, scrolling through his phone, shoulders slumped. Instead of leaving him alone like I usually did, I took a deep breath and sat down beside him. "Hey," I said softly. "Want to try something new? I thought maybe we could bake those cinnamon rolls again, but this time you can help me tweak the recipe. Maybe add your own touch." He glanced up at me, surprised by the invitation. "I don't know," he muttered, hesitant. "It's okay," I reassured him. "No pressure. Just thought it could be fun." Daniel hesitated for a moment, then nodded slowly. "Okay, maybe." As we gathered the ingredients, he started talking, first about small things, then slowly about school and his friends. The cinnamon rolls were no longer just about food. They became a safe space for Daniel to share bits of himself that had been hidden away. It was clear he trusted me more than before, and I treasured every moment of it. One day, while we were kneading dough together, Daniel surprised me by saying, "Mom used to make these rolls when I was little. She always said they were her way of showing love, even when things were hard." His voice cracked slightly, and I felt a pang in my chest. I realized then that he wasn't just reacting to my family recipe. He was remembering his own mother's love, something he missed deeply. "I'm sorry you had to go through that," I whispered, squeezing his hand gently. Daniel shrugged, a tear escaping down his cheek. It's okay. I just never thought anyone else would understand. That moment of vulnerability brought us even closer. From then on, Daniel and I made it a tradition to bake together every Sunday afternoon.